everybody, and welcome to Measuring the Circle. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
All right, I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. This is our 5th episode already. Can you believe that?
I can't. It's been like we just started.
5
5
months.
Ago. It's like we started just 5 long months ago.
So for those of you who might not have been with us the past 4 months, this is Measuring the Circle. We are the one and only live Fortean video blog podcast show, which is quite the mouthful. Basically, we're just two weirdos that like to talk about all different things strange. Right here, once a month on Measuring the Circle. You can find us on YouTube. You'll see that we're trying something new. We actually have a little spot now for our live comments to come through. So if you guys, I know, we're moving right on up here, you guys. So if you guys watch this video,
look at the box.
What?
I'm trying to read the box.
All we saw was your forehead.
oh, all right. Sorry.
So if you guys are watching our show live on YouTube, please feel free to shout out hello, and I will be, as much as possible, on the chat box talking to people. So this episode we're really excited about because we are both very interested in the occult studies and specifically about magic. So
magic's cool.
Magic is some cool stuff. And I almost titled this episode, Let's Create Reality. But I thought, I'm not going to be so poetic. So let's just talk magic. And then at the end of this show, I'm going to show you guys some different methods, as well as my favorite method to creating magical symbols, which are called sigils, that you can use in rituals that you do. So that's going to be something a little bit different from any show, and we're going to be live this whole entire, possibly an hour. We're going to be live this entire time. There is no pre-recorded video this time. So how you feel about that, Jim?
Oh, it's great. That's fantastic. I promise I won't fall asleep. That'll be great.
If you fall asleep while you're talking about magic, well, that is something special.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You'll just see me passed out on my desk.
It's okay. I can just cut to my drawing, and we'll let you sleep, Jim.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it.
So
I'm getting old. It's late. I'm getting old.
So, Jim, what are your thoughts on magic? What magic practices do you follow, and what kind of got you interested in these things?
Well, I guess I'd like to call myself more a chaos magician, and chaos magic started in the 70s. Well, it's got a lot of grandfathers and uncles and aunts, but they really kind of trace it down to the 70s when a fellow named Peter Carroll and a fellow named Ray Sherwin met in England and sort of hashed things out. And Peter Carroll, he wrote books called Liber Null and Psychonaut, and I think you have Psychonaut. I think I gave you the Psychonaut handbook.
I do. Yes, I do.
It is an awesome book. And basically, when you're talking about sigils, well, let's take a step back. Chaos magic is more about results. It's not about the ceremony. It's not about doing one thing or another. It's about doing something that works for you. So even though we're going to do sigils tonight, that's only one small part of sort of the magic. In a way, what you're supposed to do is you create what you want. And from what you want, you make the sigil. And then you charge the sigil. Now you can charge it with a bunch of things. You can charge it with exhaustion, any way you want to exhaust yourself. You can charge it with deprivation. You can charge it with anything. But then you forget about it. It's like a fire and forget. Then you tear it up so it goes into your sort of subconscious. And from that point, boom, it's working. You've thrown it out into the universe. What most people get wrong is they want it too bad. They don't forget about it. They want it. Like, I wish I could win $1 million. I wish I could win it. You're never going to do it. It will never happen. According to any kind of magic rules, it will never happen. Crowley said the worst part of magic and the worst part of magician is the need for results. So you can't have that. You have to just let it go.
Yeah. Your
How about
ego
you?
too.
Yes. What kind of what stuff are you interested in?
Well, I just recently got interested in chaos magic as well. I think what's great about chaos magic is you don't have to follow any set prescribed rules or, any specific rituals. It's really what works for you. And
Yeah,
I think
just do your own thing.
I think a lot of people think that, oh, well, that just means that, you're a lazy magician and you don't want to do your research and you don't want to do the work. And I think that's actually completely false. I think that by having to come up with your own rituals, you're working a lot more of your creativity, and it takes a lot of work, to come up with some of the things instead of just reading it out of a book.
Yeah.
So
and I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of grimoires. I've read a lot of Book of Shadows. A lot of those things are like reading concrete. Okay, it's no fun. It's no fun. So even if you have that stuff, the idea is in chaos magic is to throw it all away. You're right, to do your own thing, or to take bits and pieces of things you like and combine it and do your own thing. But it's to be yourself, to do like making a sigil on a Pop-Tart and eating it in the morning. You can certainly do that. I mean, in chaos magic, you can certainly do that on a toasted strudel. That way you'll forget about it. Boom. You know? And other things you'd have to put on your robe and go out and dance under the moon. Not so much chaos magic. Not so much. If you wanted to, you could, but not so much. And why is it called chaos magic? That's a thing I get asked all the time.
Yeah.
In the 80s and 70s, there was a mathematical theories going around with fractals called chaos theory. And it basically dealt with a bunch of math that I don't understand. But at its heart, it was that the universe has order. What we think of chaos really is order we don't understand, and how to sort of crack that code. So that's really where the name chaos came from. Firing the sigil, working yourself up, is a word they call gnosis, with Gnosis. And that's where you have to actually put energy into the sigil. If you just make a pretty sigil and do nothing else, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. So that's the trick. So tonight we're going to show you sort of half of it, maybe? What did you think? Half of it?
Yeah. What I was planning to show was just the...
You want $1 million?
We know that doesn't work.
All right.
I mean, I've tested it. It doesn't seem to be working for me. Maybe I'm not powerful enough of a magician, but I just, I think that there's limitations, I do think there's limitations on what we're able to do. But what I was going to show everybody was the Austin Spare method of sigil creation. Ooh. Which
do you know a little bit about Austin Spare? He's amazing. He's very cool.
What I know about him is mostly that he kind of reinvented the way that sigils were created, and then he really got popularized by the inventors of chaos magic, because they really took his sigil work and included it, in the way that chaos magic is set up, So that's about all.
Sigil. He was an artist. I mean, his sigils are beautiful.
Yeah. He also created, what was that called? I think I wrote it in my notes. I take notes like a crazy person. He did the Alphabet of Desire, which I started looking into that, and that takes a ton of time. So I don't think there's any way we're going to do that on the show. What that basically does is you work with something that, if you're interested in magic, you've probably heard is like your deep mind or your subconscious. Some people call it their spirit guides or their God, or, there's a ton of different, depending on the religion or the form of magic, there's a ton of different ways to just say that inner mind and that inner voice that kind of helps guide you and gives you this information.
He said actually sleep was more important than prayer. He was all about the inner workings of the mind and the inner guide and the inner self. He was very cool. He was very, very cool. I recommend reading his biography to anybody. It's really neat. He actually had a run-in with the demon himself, Mr. Crowley.
Really?
And, Crowley hit on him and made him officially part of the Golden Dawn. And then when he found out that when Alistair found out that he didn't go that way, when Spare didn't go that way, then things went really bad. So yeah. So he was a spurned lover. So yeah.
Well,
everything you wanted to know and didn't want to know.
I guess, yeah, I was gonna say maybe everything I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
So I think that
Spare was a guy who was a straight heterosexual. We can say that quite certainly.
Well, I am very interested in the alphabet of desire and getting to work more on that, you know, deep mind, subconscious level. Like I said, I recently just got into chaos magic, and there's so much, you know. I want to make a statement that there is by no means am I an expert in magic or sigil drawing, because I'm like overwhelmed, you know. As soon as I opened the door into all of this stuff, the floodwaters took me out, because there is just so much that you can learn. I think it's a lifetime journey, really.
You went down the rabbit hole.
I did. Yeah. I did. So, yeah, I'm going to be showing the Austin Spare method, which is considered by many just the modern way of crafting sigils. But there's actually quite a long history of sigil magic. Symbols have been used as long as, you know, humans have been civilized enough to draw chalk, you know, drawings on the cave walls.
Yeah,
so,
or you think about Nordic runes, they have special, you know, supposedly magic powers.
Yeah.
Norse runes, and people do read runes.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. So yeah, symbols are really, really important in this world.
And I actually did some research on how to draw out rune sigils, which is basically you just take whatever word you want and convert it into the rune alphabet. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. So maybe if time permits, I could show that as well. There's just like, with everything, there's just a lot of different methods. There's a lot of different methods on how to create a sigil. There's a lot of different methods on how to charge it, and, you know, different ways to complete the ritual to actually put it into existence. So
yeah, to fire and forget that thing like a missile.
Right, definitely. So I was just going to show the Austin Spare, which is considered the more modern method of sigil crafting. But what I really wanted to make sure that I explained to everybody on our video is that this is just my interpretation of this. And magic is something that really has to come from within you. So I want you guys to just pick up a piece of paper and just start drawing stuff out. You know, don't let your ego and worry of this doesn't look good or it should look better stop you from letting that flow. So that's really the most, I think, important part of performing magic, and has also been very difficult for me, is letting go. Just let things kind of stream out of you and try to get that connection with your deep mind stronger so that you can be a more successful magician, because that's where that all stems from.
Let's go.
All right, so I will go ahead and pull up. Let's see. Ooh, looks like everything's working. Oh, I wanted to say, Jim, in case you can't see that comment box, because I know it's pretty small on your end, one of the fans of our show, hello, Steve Foster, he is commenting, and he told you that you need to get some coffee and that we should try to win some lotto numbers. What do you think of that?
All right, let's go for lotto tickets.
But in all seriousness, I do need a suggestion for something to make into a sigil. So what do you think, Jim? What kind of phrase or wording would you like for me to create?
How about I want my hairline back? No, all right, that one's probably not going to work.
Something that I thought of, something that I was thinking of is, you know, in lieu of all of these tragedies with the school shooting, I mean, there's enough tragedies where we could spend the whole hour just talking about that. I was thinking that maybe we craft a sigil as a call for peace in America or something.
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty
along
powerful.
those lines, you know.
You're not thinking small, are you? You're thinking big time sigil.
So, you know, my hopes is that if I craft this thing and enough people watch it and enough people are actually into it, maybe it can change some minds, and who knows? Maybe this little YouTube video we got going on here might change the world someday.
All right, how about
shoot.
Be fairly specific.
Hold on. I'm having some scaling issues. I lost the comment box on this thing.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, everybody. I got a lot going on here. Okay, I'll put... I think I need another monitor, you guys.
You've got 2 already.
I've got 2 already, and it's not enough.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because... Oh, geez. Let's see here. Why... Oh, there you are, Jim. You're a little tiny sliver of your face.
Hi.
It's like just showing your left nostril. That's great.
I'm tiny.
There we go. Yeah, you guys, this is all new to me. OBS is a very interesting software to work with, but it's all right. We got it all back up now.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get started with our drawing here. So,
well, what do we want to do? What's our desire?
I think we do.
Does anybody have any suggestions?
Nobody has suggested anything. Let's see.
Okay.
We have a comment, an archangel. We could craft a sigil to call upon a different, like Michael the Archangel for protection, or...
Oh, how about I'll protect the school children? How's that?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's do that one.
Yeah, why don't we call upon the Archangel Michael for protection for just Americans, just protection.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. All right.
So how does this thing work? You show us how it works.
Oh, guys, we got a major weirdo in the comment box. We got Steve Smith. Nothing is true and everything is permitted. That is so true, Steve.
That's true.
That's
Crowley.
So true. So, how this thing works is we'll go ahead and write out what it is that we want. So we want peace in America. Right?
Okay.
Does that sound good?
I like that.
I like that. I think we can work with that. So the Austin Spare method is working with the letters themselves. So the first thing that you do is you cross out any of the letters that are duplicates. So we have duplicate E's, we have duplicate A's. Let's see. 2 C's, cross those out. 2 I's, we'll cross one out. So we have a P, C, I, N, A, M, R. So,
okay, that's a good bit. That's a good bit to work with.
Oh my gosh, that arrow was so bad. You guys, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so just hang on for a second because I have to fix that arrow because it's not going to work for me, you guys. Whatever. It's going to work for me. So we got P, C, I, N, A, M, R. Now, from here, everybody kind of can do what feels right to them. Some people will draw out all of the letters using one continuous line. Something like this. A, M, R. Like one continuous cursive line, or even trying to do it uppercase, which is significantly harder, obviously. There we go. Something like that. I like to do a little bit more detailed. I like to break up the letters into their like core shapes. So a P, when I look at a P, it's an upright stick, and then it's a half a circle, like that. A C is
Cool.
obviously half a circle. I. N is a straight line, a slanty line, and a straight line. A is like that. M is like that. And I ran out of space, you guys.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh! Let's bring up a new window so that I can put that back on there. PC.
I'm watching. It looks very cool.
Ah, yeah, thanks. I'm drawing this with a Wacom tablet in Photoshop. I have CS6, in case anybody is interested here. Okay, P-C-I-N. What was it? A-M-R. So, line, circle, circle. I know this looks so weird right now. So then, when I break the letters apart, I like to use the different pieces, you know, I count them up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 straight pieces like this.
Ah, okay.
I've got 2 like this, 1 like this. Let's see, I've got 1 slanty, 2, 3, 4, 5 slanties. Wow. Ooh. Look at that horrible, horrible slanty. Oh, I can't even erase it. All right, it's just going to stay. I said 5. 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
4, 5. Yep. And then 2 other way slanties. So from this part, what I do is I can use it's really just, you know, let those symbols speak to you. You know, let them kind of channel through you, and how do they want to be put together. So 4 straight up and down lines like that, I mean, right away, that makes me think of a box. We've got 2 to the side and 1 this way. So I would think something like this, connecting them. We've got 5 diagonals. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 and 5. And 2 in the opposite direction. So we can just move it like this. So something like that. That is how I would go about crafting that sigil. Now, I like to do multiple different versions. I like to keep trying new things, and sometimes people even suggest, which I've done this as well, is craft as many as you can. Just keep throwing them out, throwing them out, throwing them out. Forget about them for a while. Come back with fresh eyes and look through and pick which one really stands out to you.
Oh, that's cool. I never heard of that. That's really neat.
I've heard that for sigil drawing. I've also heard that for autonomous drawing. Like if you channel something and let it draw through you, to do the same thing. Let it draw through you for multiple pages and then come back with fresh eyes, and the first thing that you see, the first thing that kind of calls out to you is what was meant to be. So I'm going to take a break really quick just to see what these comments are doing here. Shield of protection. Let it go, Madeline. I need more perfection, Madeline. Come on, Jack. I mean, John Apple. Oops. I don't know who that is. I mean, very occult looking. Looks awesome. Well, thank you, guys. So let's go ahead and let's refine this a little bit, because I do like this symbol. I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and move it. And I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. This is really hard, you guys. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. This tablet is really old, and it's very laggy, and if I touch it, because I don't have that special little fancy Michael Jackson glove that you're supposed to wear, if I touch it, it makes it like move, and it makes the drawing off.
Ah, okay.
I'm also a perfectionist, so, you know.
Yes, we know that.
Nothing wrong with that, you guys. Nothing wrong with that. So once you have, you know, your sigil, I think it's good to work with it a little bit. And, you know, some people like to add just more decorative elements, make it look a little bit...
Make it all occulty.
Make it all occulty and weird looking. You know, you just add some random circles and things that don't really need to be there. I'm just kidding. They do need to be there. This is the most unprofessional sigil drawing session you guys have ever probably witnessed. But it's all about just, you know, channeling your own creativity and, you know, what is your deep mind telling you? What is it that your subconscious is trying to communicate? It's really, you know, meditation and all forms of magic are just about connecting with that part of you. So we got our square. Oh boy, you guys, this is killing my computer here. I've got some major lag issues going on. We could switch it up by making the different, like, switch up the way that some of those curves are handled. Maybe we do something like this. See if we like that better. And maybe we'll add I mean, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Is there anything that anybody would like to recommend? You know, I think an archangel. Why don't we draw something different? Why don't we do something different, you guys? So archangel. So once again, the Austin Spare method is you go through and cross out any of duplicate letters. So with this one, it's just that duplicate A. So breaking apart those letters, we've got this. Okay, second line, because I ran out of space. So does that make sense? Does everybody kind of see where I'm going with that? We got A, R, here's C, H, N, G, E, L. So we've got this character, we've got one, just one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also should mention that I usually do my sigils. This is kind of my own grimoire, which is this book that Jim actually got me. It's a really nice book. Check that out. I know it's kind of small in the video screen, but I usually like to draw my sigils on either graph paper or lined paper because I'm very specific about, like, when you break up an E, there's the top line, the middle line, and the bottom line. And so on a page like this, you can't really tell where the lines are. So they all look kind of the same. But let's see. 1. Am I putting you to sleep over there, Jim, yet?
No, this is awesome.
4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 straight up and down lines. 1 like this. We've got 2 like this. 1, 2. And we've got 1 upper line here and 2 lower lines here. So we've got 1 upper line and 2 lower lines. All right. So
now you got your component parts.
Right. I broke all the letters up into those component parts. let's go ahead and see, this is the beauty of Photoshop. It's unlimited paper, you guys, unlimited paper. You just scale it to a new page. There you go. Let's see what we got going on.
If I can ask, how do you charge your sigils? I usually do mine to music.
Oh, to music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you dance?
I have a favorite song I play over and over and over again, and I get all, enraptured.
Yeah. I find that what works best for me is exhaustion through physical exercise, and
that works. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a little unique. I don't think there's too many people that do that. I know that dancing is very common, for you to try to invoke spirits and through dancing, and music is also pretty well known. But I used to teach dance, but I don't know. I get so in the zone when I'm weightlifting and working out that it really clears my head, and it really helps me focus, like, afterwards, after working out and lifting, like, very heavy. It clears my head and helps me focus on just the intent.
That's gnosis. Yeah. Okay, you get it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways, that people can achieve that kind of state. Some people do it through inward things like meditation or self-reflection type of exercises, and some people, it sounds like me and you, kind of do an external method of music and working out. And
some people have sex.
Some people do charge. You can charge with sex and with masturbation. Yes. It's really just about getting rid of your ego, I think. I think it's like letting loose of all of your other thoughts that you have going on and just kind of clearing your mind with that intense energy. So let's go back here. I've got, let's see, 1, 2... we'll just do 3 lines in a row. That's for these guys here. I've got 1 that way. So I'll just do like this. Now see, like, if this was on lined paper, I would want these all to be, like, these should all be the same length. These 3 that I did should be the same length. And then this 1 should be 1/3 of the length, because it's only 1/3. Let's see, we got 4 going this way, so I'll do, let's do 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 7 up and down, so I'll make a square, 2, that's 4, 2 and 2 is 4, so I need 3 more, so I'll do 1, 2, 3, like that. Oh boy, 1 this way, 2 this way. I don't even know where to put that one here. A lot of times when I draw sigils like this one, I can already tell is going to be a big old nope. I do not like this. I do not like this at all. This is dumb. So, and that's fine. I don't have any problem just trying things. I think that, is very important. Like I kind of said before, I think it's really important to just keep trying until you get it where it feels right. So let's do, here's our 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's these 2 are gone. 3 slanted. Let's do 1 and 2. I'll go ahead and connect that. And 1 going the other way. We'll do that. See, I'm kind of liking where this one's going more. I'm going to kind of copy what I did on that last one. Do an S shape. And then we got 1 at the top and 2 at the bottom, something like this maybe. I'm kind of liking where that's going. I think that I can work with that. So this sigil, in case anybody is just popping in here, we're crafting sigils with the Austin Spare method. And let's go ahead and clean this one up. This one is for the term archangel. Let's look at the comments really quick, see what's going on here. John asked, do you two do magic like this regularly, or you just recently got into sigil work?
Fairly regularly. Yeah, fairly regularly. And it works. It sounds silly, but it works. And you don't ask for $1 million. You ask for small things, little things that you can kind of bend probability in your favor, and it works. I can't state it enough that it works.
What kind of sigils, are there any that you would be willing to talk about that you have done that you know have worked? Like any particular?
I've asked for flowers to bloom. And
oh, wow.
everybody would say, well, that's just normal part of flowers, but the ground was really bad and it didn't look like they were going to bloom. So I made some sigils and I buried them with the plants, and they bloomed. They made it.
Wow.
So they're going to bloom again this year, I hope.
Oh, wow. That's interesting, because that's actually something. My boyfriend is a farmer. He has a farm out in Hampshire, Illinois, and he does a lot of magic work with his crops and getting his crops to grow. And
it works.
He's told me that soil out there is completely clay, but yet he grows more tomatoes and things than he knows what to do with. So it definitely works.
I think being close to the earth too has something to do with it. It's more real, so it has more of an effect. I don't know. I might be just talking nonsense, but for me at least, that's how it feels.
No, I agree. I totally agree. So I cleaned up the archangel symbol a little bit here. I'm just kind of going in and having some fun, just kind of shading things in and making things pop out a little bit more. I'm kind of liking where this is going. It to me looks like very... Oh, I don't like that. It looks powerful to me, which I think is definitely something that would be embodied by a sigil of an archangel. Let's see. In the comments, Steve Foster said, I like that second one. Angel and peace goes together, in my opinion. I agree. I totally agree. And John Apple said, I charge my sigils through sex and tears. Sex and tears.
That's fine. That works.
How is that working for you, John? Can you tell us more?
Yeah, I don't know if we want to know more.
Actually, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the first time the comments are live, you guys, so maybe not. All right, let's go ahead and I'm actually going to try out the rune magic method. So
okay, this is a different way to make a sigil now, right?
Yes, this is a different way to make a sigil. It's very similar once you get to the part of like crafting it, but what you do is you take the letters and you convert them into the rune alphabet. So I am not somebody that knows the rune alphabet. I do not have it memorized. Not that cool yet. But with a simple Google search, you can see just a breakdown of the alphabet. Let's actually see if I can pull this window up here really quick, you guys, so that everybody out there in the world can see what I'm seeing here. Thanks to the magic of OBS.
Woohoo!
I know. It's, there we go. Oh my god, I'm having a... Oh my gosh, this is like Inception. What did I I do? I think I clicked the wrong thing, you guys. I think I clicked the wrong thing.
Whoa, yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know if that's what that is.
I'm feeling crazed.
Let's try that again. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I did that. Rune alphabet. There we go. There it is. So I just went to Google and I just typed in rune alphabet and then I searched in the images. So you're able to pull up. It's really just kind of, it looks like sigils as is. It's a breakdown of the letters that you can turn into your own sigil. So let's go ahead and get out of that. Go back to the drawing. So let's try peace again. So peace in rune letters. Okay. Peace is, P looks like this. The letter P, I should say. E is an M type of shape. A is like this. C is like this. And M again. Very simple. Now, once you have those letters drawn out, the method is very similar. You just combine them and then simplify them from there. So I think the big difference is within the simplification. Because you're distorting the letters, what you end up with is not the simplification, it's the chaos. Once you change the letters into something unrecognizable and then you combine all of those letters into something even more unrecognizable, the whole point is for you to forget. You know, you should forget what this is supposed to be. So,
supposed to be lodged in your subconscious somewhere. So yes, yeah, forget about it.
Oops, let's try. So I use these two. And then, this is such a strange character. I would like to know more about the rune alphabet and kind of its origins and creation. Do you know anything about that, Jim?
I know that there are several of them. There's the Nordic and the Germanic and a Slavic one. I don't know how realistic they are or how, you know, I don't know if they've just been created recently, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure, but I know they've been around for a long time. It's early people, you know, early writing.
Yeah. Let's try it this way. MM. Let's connect those. That's kind of interesting looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of like this one here on the right. So let's go ahead and try to clean that up. I've been having definitely some user issues here with my tablet. It seems to be very laggy. I think that's because my I don't have that much RAM. And I'm streaming a video and on Skype and on Photoshop and my computer's like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Maybe I should do a sigil for more RAM.
There you go.
I think that
there you go. You might get it.
I might get it. The great thing about using this tablet, though, is I have the ability to have pressure sensitivity when I draw, so I can have a more natural experience.
That's very cool.
So besides the rune method and the Austin Spare method, there is medieval sigils. There's a method. What's it called? There's a method where you actually. It's called Kameas. Kameas? Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't. What is it?
What you do is you draw out squares, and then you take the letters of a being that you're trying to summon. So most people would use it to try to summon an angel. So they would take the letters of the angel and convert those letters into numbers, and then using that numerology, they would take the numbers and plot different points on the square and connect them to form geometric shapes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So
it just shows you that there's as many people in the world, there's as many ways as to do sigils, and you are supposed to make it your own.
You are.
So, yeah.
And it's, you know, like I've been saying, it's really just an exercise to try to connect you, you know, with that inner consciousness. So this one is for peace. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of people, when they do sigils, they get too caught up, as I do as well. They get too caught up in trying to make it look good, or trying to make it look a specific way, or look
occulty.
Yeah, like it's supposed to look occulty. You're supposed to look like what it is intending to mean, and that's not necessarily what you're going for. Just try to let go of any of those constructs that you have in your mind, and just try to speak with your inner self and what works for you. Not as much as like, oh, what can I go brag to my friends? Like, look at this awesome drawing I did of this peace sigil. Like that's not the point of this. Why
don't you guys out there try to do one and get back to us? Put it in the comments and see if you succeed at what you're trying to get.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely great. I think that, you know, part of the show really was trying to inspire people to go out and do their own thing, do their own sigils. You know, anybody can do this. Absolutely anybody can do this.
Yeah, doesn't take a wizard hat.
Although those can help. I won't lie to you.
Okay.
Those can help. So once you've crafted your sigil, there's tons of different ways that you can go into Gnosis and send your sigil out. You know, we've talked about those, you know, throughout this drawing process. A lot of people, you know, once they draw their sigil, they'll learn it from memory. They'll remember it as much as they can so that they can draw it. And then as much as energy you spent trying to remember it, you spend just as much energy trying to forget it and letting it go and letting it disappear from your mind. Some people burn them. Some people will bury them. I've even, like, we brought up the Pop-Tart thing as a joke, but that very well can work, you know,
sure.
Ingesting it. So once you've kind of destroyed it from your mind, you just have to wait and see. You know, some people believe that you should keep a journal and document, you know, if it's working or not, and take notes, but I don't. Do you do that, Jim?
No, I don't. I know the thing about chaos magic is it's result oriented, but I think it can get a little too result oriented, so I just let it go. I really do. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to forget something.
It's not.
It really isn't.
It's really not. But every time that pops up in your head, you have to tell yourself no. You have to tell yourself, you know, just let it be, in a way. Like, it doesn't need to be there.
That's right.
So, you know, I hope that you guys enjoyed the sigil drawing demonstration. I definitely would like to do things like this in the future more, and maybe research more of those different methods so that I can kind of show you a bunch of different ways to craft what you'd like.
Before we go though, you have an announcement to make. You've got something out there, right?
Ooh, I do. So something that I've been working on is my own website. I finally am ready to release it. Yay! So if you guys are interested in keeping up with me and my paranormal travels, I just launched my website today. It's Madeline-Kate, so Madeline-Kate.com. Because Madeline Kate was already taken. So I got stuck with the hyphen, but that's okay. You can still find me at Madeline-Kate.com, and on there I have a tab called The Unexplained, and there's a contact form for you to fill out, because something that I've brought up before that I would like to continue to do is drawing people's encounters with paranormal entities. So I have interviewed 2 different people that saw black-eyed entities and did sketches for them. You can see those drawings on my website. And I also have 2 more drawings lined up for next month. So
that's awesome.
I'm going to be very busy, and I really want to be able to offer my services in that way. You know, I feel like I have this talent to draw. I feel like I should be using it to help people, you know, relay their story and then also share the image with everybody. I said, seeing is believing, right? So if everybody can see it,
awesome.
Yeah, if everybody can see it, well then hopefully more people come forward like, hey, I saw that thing too, or I saw something similar. So,
that's perfect.
Yeah. You know, speaking of that, I do want to say that our next episode will be, oh man, I never know the dates, you guys. March 29th. It is the last Thursday of the month. We are going to be interviewing a fan of the show, Steve, and he has had some very interesting experiences. In particular, one of his experiences was with a UFO type entity that
yeah, he had like an Oz effect going on. He had like a high strangeness thing, something really weird.
It was definitely some sort of high strangeness. So we're going to be interviewing him, and I'd also like to work with him on doing a sketch as well. So that will be part of our next show. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you enjoyed the sigil drawing session and our little history of sigils and chaos magic, please give us a like on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right now we're doing videos. We're doing videos once a month, but we're kind of hoping in the future that we can do more content. And also, once we hit 100 subscribers, guess what, you guys? We can take YouTube Live on the road, and anywhere we go, which we have a lot of weird places lined up for this year, we're going to be able to take you guys with us on our weird journeys. So, and
cross your fingers. Let's see if we can get it.
Yeah, cross your fingers, draw a sigil about subscribers for measuring the circle. And I really want to thank everybody who was commenting in the chat room and watching this video live. And any last words from you, my friend?
Take care. You can see me at jimfire.com.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll throw up our credits scene now so you guys can find us on all of our social media and across the web. So thank you guys so much. Have a good weekend. And until next time, bye. Oh.